Shalom, dear friends.
Shalom.
We, we decided today to speak with Tanya and to tell a little bit about the situation in Israel because there are a lot of speculations, but at the same time, there are a lot of things which are not really told, and the news try to smooth the situation and not to show it as it is. I mean, usually the news don't want to show the badness of the situation in order not to offend snowflakes. Okay, but we decided to talk a little bit and tell the general picture for you to understand and to know how to pray for our country during that time. So, everything started from Gaza. Today, we already know that more than 2,000 Gazan fighters broke through Gaza fence, and also we know that approximately 1,000 or even more, as they call peaceful Gazans, came with the fighters, and actually they claimed that all the people were killed by peaceful Gazans, not by Hamas. Obviously, we don't believe that. So we have more than 1,000 people killed from Israeli side. They're not all the soldiers. Mostly these are people from the kibbutzes, which were occupied by Gazan fighters, and they were actually literally beheading people and wiping out whole families, like kids, mothers, pregnant mothers, fathers. Some people were or managed to fight. Some people managed to shoot Hamas fighters. Some soldiers managed to fight, and some kibbutzes were protected from them. But in general, that's a big disaster for our country, and it never happened before like that. I mean, in such a format as it is happened now. Also, we have people who are kidnapped into Gaza Strip, and we are waiting when Hamas will start manipulating our government, how to trade them or on whom to trade them. And
So we need
yeah,
your prayers because we need to have with them how not to be under pressure to, like, we need to bring these people back, and at the same time, we can't allow Hamas anymore to dictate the rules.
yeah, yeah. Usually you hear like Israel will win and everything like that, but it's not the matter of winning over Gaza because technically we can wipe it out in 2 weeks completely with just normal, regular weapons. Israel, we are not the beasts, we are not just slaughtering people because God of Israel told us not to slaughter. But in general, technically, we could do it in 2 weeks. So now our government is taking care of Gaza, and this time we don't warn people in Gaza when and how we are going to bomb. Netanyahu, actually, Prime Minister Netanyahu, told them to leave one time, and that's it. So, and then we started bombing.
He told them
Yeah.
to run.
Yeah, he told them to run, and that's a very good move because they need to run. They need to run away. They run to Egypt right now, and this is good.
And the situation is very complicated because we have threats from Hezbollah, we have threats from Jihad, I'm sorry, and
No, it's not. It's Hezbollah and yes, Jihad.
Jihad.
Right.
And so we actually have the army on the north of the country, on the south of the country, and our cities. We are lack of police.
We have a lack of.
Yeah,
yes.
we have lack of police forces. So they threaten to do some really awful terrorist attacks on the cities inside of Israel, and.
Hezbollah actually proclaimed Friday the 13th
Yes, so
as a terrible day for the Jews. Okay, obviously,
all over the world,
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
But what we want to say, and that we experienced, and we were always for the law that people could have their weapons at home to defend themselves. But now we are facing the situation where we really understand how important it is.
Today we had a speaker on the news who actually was shouting angrily that people who live in the territories in the West Bank, actually they want to arm all the settlements and settlers because they don't feel protected from the government. Unfortunately, our army was kind of late this time. The first troops appeared in the Gaza Strip, in the area which was occupied by Gazan fighters, by Hamas. Our army appeared only in 7 hours. Okay, so we don't know yet. We have a lot of questions. We don't allow any speculations, agitations, lies, and everything, but we are waiting for the time when our government will give us a full picture what happened in the Gaza Strip. Anyways, it's not the time to criticize anybody. It's the time to unite. It's the time to stand together and pray and fight the evil people which came to try to harm us or hurt us, okay, or hurted us already.
Yes,
So
it's not try. Unfortunately, they,
yes, they want to make it
they
more.
committed crimes that
Yes.
Literally the world haven't heard from the Second World War.
No, actually, ISIS was doing the same things.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and actually today we compare. We say Hamas equals ISIS, so we will destroy them and kill them the same way as ISIS has been destroyed or is being destroyed. Okay. As for the weapons, I'm not an official figure. I don't have any influence in the government. I'm just speaking as a pastor, as a person, and a person as a civilian who lives in Israel. Guys, by no chance ever give up Second Amendment.
Amen.
You don't want to stay in a situation like that without weapons, without guns, not protected. And actually, if something happens, for God's sake, if somebody dies from your family, you can shout and you can curse your government or you can say bad things about them, but they will not bring back people whom you've lost. So every person is responsible for, or let's say every man and woman are responsible for protecting their families from evil people like Hamas and Hezbollah and whatever terrorists, okay?
Especially
Yeah.
men. So God created men to work and protect. And so what they try to do is to castrate the men in all possible ways.
Yes,
And to take from them this opportunity to protect, which was given to them by God.
yes. Yes, it's written in the book of Genesis in the second and third chapters, actually, where God has given, second chapter, where God has given the task to Adam in the Garden of Eden. It's written to work and protect the garden. So every family should be protected and every family should be responsible for its own protection. If the government is failing, then we take the responsibility into our hands and then we don't complain and don't blame, government or whatever. So I don't want to become political too much, but this is not just political situation. This is the situation when you face real things. Okay, and if you
Real evil.
and
things.
if you have been sleeping for a long time, thinking that all evil in the world is defeated, you were wrong. You were sleeping. So
Or you were thinking, I'm sorry, honey.
yeah,
Or
go
you
ahead.
were thinking that you can actually talk to evil. Okay,
Yeah.
you can somehow,
Yeah,
to solve these problems just sitting on the negotiation table. So please face the reality. You can't negotiate with Satan. You can't negotiate with demons. You can't.
by negotiating, you think that you can change the nature of terrorists or of Satan or evil people. That you will persuade them and they will become good and they will start gathering the flowers from the fields in the forests. This is all illusion.
It's
you
a
can't
huge illusion.
you can't change any evil person until Christ does, of course.
Amen.
Yes.
So one of the things that, which is so important right now is to understand that all these conversations about like loving each other, sharing with each other, being like equal, and being able to negotiate, actually couldn't happen without Christ himself being here on earth.
But I have a message for you guys. Until Christ hasn't changed them, so the best way to negotiate is for the army to negotiate with them with the weapons. So we decided not to take too much time, but just to update you about the situation in Israel. I will tell you that the last thing, that we have a huge scandal right now in Israel. That one of the companies was supplying fake and broken defective equipment to Israeli army, and our son-in-law, who is in the northern front, he called us and he said that the whole platoon of his is without breastplates, like protecting breastplates for the vests. Andrew Hayfitz, who is also in the north, he has called his mom and he said that all his platoon even doesn't have helmets, and also they don't have vests and plates. So please pray that we will be able to supply the plates in, I don't know, in the fastest time we could,
And
so.
if you feel on your heart that you want to be part of this, just communicate with us, like just write us. And please share this video with as many people as possible, just in order to help Israel to understand what is truth, and to understand that
To help America to understand what's
Yes.
going on in Israel.
and to understand that evil is evil and it exists,